Here I am. Jeez. I was having some weird technical difficulties. Hi. Whoa. What's with that creepy red blood looking thing running down your board?
That would be Logan.
Wait. Oh my...
Red rum. What? Light, camera. That don't look good at all.
All right. Y'all ready for the best call ever? Let's see. Okay. Let's see. So that's what I did. I graduated like at the top of my class in high school, and then at the top of engineering in college. And so I already had a job by the time I graduated, and it was a really great paying job, especially for a 21-year-old. You guys, I graduated at 21, and I was traveling full time for a living. Everything felt really glamorous because I had like plenty of money and I could travel and do these things, except that number one, I wasn't fulfilled because it wasn't what I actually wanted to do, because I never sat down to think, what does Amanda really want? It was just kind of like blinders, you know, what I was going to do. And then, you know, and number two, after a few years, like traveling full time is no longer at all glamorous. It's actually kind of painful. It's like you don't have normal relationships in your life because, you know, you're never in one city for more than a few days at a time. And it was just wild. So, so I started looking, you guys. I was interested in doing something else. And since I had already figured out at that point that my passion was in nutrition, I loved fitness, but specifically nutrition. I mean, I would read books. I was taking online classes. Here I'm working 80 plus hours a week and traveling across the country for a living. And I was like literally in the spare time I didn't have, you know, learning more and more about nutrition. So what I did was, like I said, I started looking around and somehow, I guess just like God's grace, I wound up responding to an ad. I'd never been on Craigslist in my whole life. I responded to a Craigslist ad about wellness coaching because I really just, it spoke to me as something that I'd like to do. And the rest is kind of history. I got started in Herbalife as a part-time coach, and it took me 2.5 years to decide that I really wanted to be full-time. And to me, full-time looked like opening my own club, because prior to that, I always worked out of my sponsors club, which was Mike and Tara Kirkpatrick. Shout out to Brad Davis. He was the one who he was present at my first HOM that I walked into. And you guys, I didn't come in to try a shake. I came into an HOM. I came in to find out about the business. So, you know, there are some people in Herbalife that come in and start off with the products, and I started for the business. But of course, that very day, I was deciding what program to get started on because I had to make sure that I loved the products. And I did, you guys. I had been following a very strict like macro diet for 45 days before finding Herbalife. I had not lost a single pound. I was exercising 6 days a week. And then by doing nothing except for everything I was doing, but adding in an Herbalife Advanced Nutrition program, I lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks. And I was already at like a good weight. I just wanted to lose more. And I was astounded that this stuff worked because it tasted great and it made me feel great. And so, so fast forward to now, we are currently millionaire team and climbing, you guys. And so this is just, then on the right side, this is us at Extravaganza. It's just part of the team. Of course, there are plenty of beautiful, wonderful people not pictured, but I just really, I like that photo from this past Extravaganza. And then you guys, I want to talk to you a little bit about product results because that's so important to me. So this is where I started off. Like I was saying, I wanted to lose a little bit of weight. I was at a fine weight, but then what happened was after I lost 7 pounds in 2 weeks on the good nutrition of Herbalife, they launched the Herbalife 24 products, and I decided that I was going to start weightlifting for the first time in my life. I'd always been a cardio queen, and taking Herbalife 24. So I shredded crazy body fat and grew a lot of muscle, and that was really a fun experience. But when I stepped back and looked at my business, I said, I'm not spending all the time that I should actually growing my business. I'm spending all of my time food prepping meals, cleaning meal containers, cleaning 3 sets of gym clothes every day, and being at the gym 3 times a day, and all these like ridiculous things that for me went into this bodybuilding lifestyle. And so I really had to take a good hard look at myself at that point. I was still working at a Mike and Tara's club, and I had to make a decision. Like, is this method really, you know, what means everything? And you guys, like, it's not. Now, I want to stress the fact that I absolutely am a huge proponent of great product results, but the idea is that from picture 2 to picture 3, the only difference is what I do now. Well, and in this photo is like, I mean, I work out a few times a week. I continue to take my products every day, you know, my 1 to 2 shakes, my supplements, like, you know, crazy, you know, 3 times a day, you know, my Herbalife snacks, all the things, eating really well, and just maintaining a healthy, active lifestyle. So that can maintain you with amazing results. And I'm just saying, like, sometimes people seem to think that we need to be like the epitome of health and fitness or looking that way. And I just really had to consider what was right for me. Now I spend all those hours that I could have been obsessing over, you know, every tiny inch of my body. And I get to focus that on my clients and my business and the distributors that we're growing on the team. And so, so that was really successful. So, you know, the person bodybuilding wise, I mean, I was struggling to maintain like an active world team style pin. The next person just, you know, got herself to millionaire team. So, and then finally, you know, so the last picture was taken this morning. You can see I'm still wearing the same shirt. So we are 29 weeks pregnant. Our 30th week starts Wednesday. So, so it's happening really quickly. But what I'd like to say, you guys, is like, I mean, you know, I always looked around my whole life at people, you know, and what happens to them while they're pregnant. And I had a fear of, you know, what that would do to me. And I would just like to talk about the empowerment of being able to be a part of Herbalife and use these products throughout this journey, because I feel so blessed because I talk to people that didn't have Herbalife during their pregnancy, and it just, for them, a lot of them, they were not able to keep it to the weight that it should be. So, you know, I'm 35 years old. I'm having my first baby. We're 29 weeks pregnant, and we've gained about 16 and a half pounds right now, which is like really healthy and perfect. And I get amazing nutrition every single day. And I start my day the exact same way all the time. And I would tell you about that if I had more time. So what we're going to do is move on from that. But I just think that's really important to share with you guys. So getting into the topic for tonight. So don't be a tool, leverage the tool. So every time I think about leverage, I always think about kids on a seesaw. And I absolutely love this photo because it just goes to show you the power of leverage, okay? I look at this little kid and then like this giant guy on the other side, and the little kid is able to pick him up. Is that possible if he was standing on the ground, walked over and picked him up? Absolutely not. That would not have happened. So when you learn to leverage tools, you can do things that you would never have been able to do before by yourself. And that is the theme of this entire night. And I want you to keep this photo kind of in your mind. Okay, so then one of the other expressions we like to use a lot is don't recreate the wheel, right? So cavemen apparently did that all the way back in the day. Been there, done that. The wheel was created. Yes, it's been improved upon. Now we have tires and things like that with rubber and whatnot. But you guys, like, the wheel was created and we're just going to keep using that concept. So in Herbalife, there are a lot of things that have been done before you got here. There are a lot of people that got to President's Team and beyond, 15K, 20K, 30K, 40, now 50K, Chairman's Club, Founder Circle, and they're doing like the business methods are virtually the exact same things from the very beginning that they are now. So in terms of leveraging, so leverage is using something for your own gain or advantage, right? So like using the seesaw as a tool to be able to pick up something that, you know, you wouldn't have been able to pick up otherwise. And then choosing not to recreate that tool. Like the seesaw's there, the wheel's there. So when you need to pick something up, use the seesaw. When you need to get somewhere, you know, put it on wheels and, you know, and get it there faster. So you guys, what we want to talk about tonight is going to be, you know, what are the kinds of tools that we have available that if you actually leverage them properly, that you're going to be able to launch your business a whole lot faster and move it forward faster and have momentum, as opposed to you doing everything on your own. All right, so I want you to think about this concept in two different ways. So at first, you're going to be thinking about this concept for yourself. Like at the very beginning, it's you taking the products and then getting your first retail sales. After that, you start to become a leader as you recruit your first distributor. And that's a really important time to remember this rule, okay? So for example, as you start to train someone, you are not going to always answer every single question they have. At the beginning, when someone is new, you're probably going to answer their questions. As someone gets further along, you're probably going to answer their question, but remind them where that information would have been for them to get for themselves. And then as they're, you know, a little bit more mature and you feel that they're ready, then you're going to stop giving them the answer at all. And you're going to give them the resource where they should be getting that information. So for example, that could be, hey, you know, what is the price of a healthy meal? And at first you might answer them because, like, you know, you're sitting there and you're teaching them for the very first time how to make a retail sale. But the next time they ask you for sure for a product price, you're going to be making sure that they understand how the price sheet is laid out or how they can find that information on the website. And then eventually, if they were to ask you that question a third time, then what you're going to do is say, you know, remember I taught you, you know, you can go to the website, you can pull out your price sheet that we got for you and look it up on there. So at some point, you want to go back to kind of the saying about the fish is give a man a fish and you feed him for just one meal. But if you teach a man to fish, then he can acquire more fish and continue to eat throughout his entire life. So that's what you're going to be doing with your new distributors is you want to, you know, at first they might need a little bit of baby. I mean, because, you know, if you can think back to when you got started, I mean, maybe you were a little intimidated. You needed somebody right there. So I have sat, you know, I've sat with my downline with their brand new customer and literally help them to create like their first receipt and, you know, help them to understand the prices to charge and all those things. But then usually what I do is I try to, after the client leaves, I try to have that second conversation right away. And I want to teach them where they can get that information. So pull out your price sheet, see where the price is for that product. Go into, you know, when you're making the receipt, you're going to type that amount in, etc. So at that point, I'm already having that secondary conversation of teaching them how they would have known that on their own. And then when they come back to you with the same question, just remind them of the tools that they should be using to be able to get those answers. And you are not being mean. So, I mean, so first of all, don't say it in a nasty fashion. But what you want to do is you want to, you know, have them appreciate what you're doing for them. So say it in the best way that you possibly can. And as people, you know, grow and then they become a leader to somebody else, what they're going to do is duplicate what you showed them. So if you constantly answer all their questions, then they're going to think that they have to have all the answers. So if you are teaching them the tools to use and the resources, then when they have new distributors, they're going to know, oh, this is what I do. Like, I'm going to help them, but I'm also going to teach them how they get these answers for themselves. So what I want to do is I want to go through some of the tools. So we're going to talk about this Monday night phone call. We're going to talk about weight loss challenges. We're going to talk about client groups, coaches groups, STS events, corporate events, each other. We're going to talk about opportunity meetings, nutrition clubs, fit camps, promotions, Biz Works. And if y'all don't know what 866-866-4744 is, then we have a whole lot more work to do. So, all right, you guys. So I'm gonna stop share for a minute, and this way I can just kind of talk to you. So this is kind of the meat and the potatoes of the phone call. So these are the tools that I think are really important for you as you're learning to be a coach. Because like I said, the first time you want to learn the tools is for you if you are sitting here and you are not yet a leader in the organization, meaning you just feel like you haven't recruited anyone yet. This is for you. So let's you learn the tools, and then secondarily learn these in a fashion in which you can actually pay it forward and teach someone else to use them. So number one, you guys, and if you're taking notes or if you took a screenshot of that list, so let's walk through them. So the first thing that you have at your fingertips right now, literally, you are on the Monday night Zoom call. These Zoom calls, as of tonight and going forward, y'all, it is every single Monday. It's 8:30. It's going to be the consistent dial-in. It's going to be with the consistent team. This is the Davis organization, you guys, and we are all together working as one. We rotate the leadership that are going to be teaching you on each of the calls. So this is a very, very powerful tool. Why? If you've ever heard the expression like that, you can't be a hometown prophet. At some point, like, okay, let's see, many of you have kids, or you understand like kind of the parent-child role. So how many times have you ever, heard that a child hears something from his parents, ignores them, but they would listen if someone else told them, right? Or maybe if you're not in that position, maybe you've done that with your parents. You're like, whatever. But if like, Aunt Sally or your favorite teacher or somebody else said that to you, you would listen, right? So the idea is you leveraging this phone call is going to be you getting your brand new distributors to listen and hear from somebody that might really help to trigger them to understand that topic better than you just trying to sit and preach to them all the time or teach them those things. So leverage us, you guys. This is an awesome call. Number two is weight loss challenges. And they're so powerful. Our organization, and so like I'm in the Greenville organization, most of our nutrition clubs are all in that greater area. We have grown. I really believe that getting me from a check level of active world team all the way beyond millionaire team at this point is it's very heavy nutrition clubs, but also weight loss challenges, you guys. We constantly have challenges running. We're always plugging new and old people into them. We're plugging, we're plugging our distributors themselves, brand new clients, existing clients, and some of the people that fall off and then come back. So we have huge challenges, you guys, just in our area right now. Like the one that we're running is 185 people strong. So leverage the weight loss challenges. Why? Because it's something that is being done for you. Okay. That's effort that you're not putting in. And all you have to do is submit people into those challenges. It's really a no-brainer. So it's say thank you to whoever's running them, and then just fill them up with as many people and take advantage like crazy. Weight loss challenges, and that can also include other smaller style challenges. So maybe you're doing the 6-day eat clean or different things like that. Then moving on to number 3 would be client groups, you guys. This is huge. So, I can't speak for everybody on the call, but I think it's pretty common these days, either via Facebook and or Telegram. Most teams are going to have some sort of client page. So I say, leverage that, you guys, because it is built-in follow-up. Where, let me tell you, after you've been doing this business for 9 years and you have 400 people that expect personal attention from you, you really, really start to appreciate the concept that if you have a client group, that they're actually liking and supporting each other. The other coaches in the group are liking and supporting, people are commenting, all those great things. So leverage that. because you want to start out, even when your numbers are smaller, using those kinds of tools. So also be a contributor, okay? Don't just put your people in and then you never like or comment. And don't you dare only like and comment on your client's posts, because like I will get you if I figure that out, because that's just not right. You want to be liking, loving, commenting, and supporting everybody. Number 4 is coaches groups, which is basically the same thing that I just said, rinse and repeat, whether that's on Facebook or Telegram. Be liking and commenting as people welcome coaches into the group, as they celebrate their victories, as we talk about who's getting the promotions, you guys. I know that sometimes for some people, maybe there's a feeling of jealousy at times because, you know, you feel like somebody else is doing really well or things like that. I want to encourage you to get past that emotion, because the more that you give back and support everybody else, like, I don't know what, like whatever your beliefs are, karma or whatever, like you give out kind of comes back to you, but be that positive person. And that's actually going to help you to attract more people to you if you are the kind of person that supports and loves on everyone else as well. Number 5, we have STS events and corporate events. So this is like, I feel like a lot of the things I'm going to say, it's kind of a rinse and repeat. I told you on this Monday night call, your folks are going to be getting training from amazing humans. Well, what do you think the STSs and the corporate events are? They're basically this on steroids, because like we have even higher level trainers and we have more time to spend together, because an STS is an all day and the corporate events tend to be full weekend events. So yeah, I mean, it like, and it was Amber Wick. If y'all don't know who Amber Wick is, just believe me, you want to be her in this business. So I think they just hit 40K, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. And I think. So, so what happens is, so she says, my income is going to be largely determined by the success I have getting people to events. So I really want you to consider that. Like, how many butts can you get in the seat at your very next event coming up? And we have amazing events. So, so just plug them in. They're not boring old business events. I've been to those kinds of things before. We have a lot of fun, and you know, there's music and parties and all the good stuff. Number 6 is us and sideline relationships. And that's a huge tip, because like we are each other's tools. Okay. Meaning when you go to events, meet new people. When you're on Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're using, like interact with each other as well. Now, don't waste your entire day scrolling on everyone else's, you know, that's in Herbalife Nutrition, scrolling on their social media. But I'm saying, like, the more that you interact with each other when you can, it builds this team camaraderie, and it does so many great things. Like, you know, for example, whether if I, have, you know, like I have a client and their mom lives in Greensboro, North Carolina, I'd love to be able to know that I can reach out to Brad and Kelly and that gang and say, hey, I've got a lady I'm going to send into a club, take good care of her. Well, I have great rapport with them. So I believe, you know, not that they wouldn't take great care of her anyway, but they're going to like look out for her and then probably get back to me and let me know how it went and all that good stuff. So the more relationships that you can leverage, the better. So definitely sideline relationships and work on those. Okay, number 7 is going to be HOMs and our online videos, you guys. So, so what we'll do is just make sure to, you know, to share back out onto our Herbalifers page, so that you, you remember the kind of links that we have. Like my personal favorite one, which is not just because I'm involved in it, I'm involved in it because it's my favorite, which is the Nutrition Club presentation that we have available right now via link. It is, it's a 30-minute presentation on why nutrition clubs are amazing. And so that's one of my personal favorites, because I do believe, like I said, nutrition clubs are the biggest way that we've grown our business. Number 8 is nutrition clubs. Nutrition clubs are definitely an amazing tool. So if you have one of those in your area, you would be very sorely hurting your business if you chose not to support it or leverage it. You can physically meet your own clients there. You can, you know, send them in there, letting them know to, you know, to let the people know that you're the one who sent them in. So nutrition clubs, you guys, we you know, we make amazing shakes. We're able to really open people's eyes to how delicious that nutrition can be for people. So you leverage your nutrition clubs. Number 9 is fit camps. Now, not everyone may have a fit camp going on, and so that's just an idea. So if you decide that if you do have one, or you decide you want to start one, that's an amazing tool. But remember, it's a tool, and that you need to leverage the fit camp into your business. So that means you don't just run a free workout and go home. You really want to study how you run a fit camp, so that you're bringing new people, and those new people are getting introduced to the products, and then you are actually filtering, new clients into your organization. Number 10 is promotions. This is one of the most important tools, because so many of them to you guys, like, most of them are free. Okay. So you have corporate promotions. There are some for your preferred members all the time. And then there are always things going on for the distributors, right? Right now, we have free vacations and getaways going on for the distributors. And right now, I know for sure in the month of February, for preferred members, they're giving away like that heart bag, okay? Which does make me giggle, but like, they rotate them like all the time. So there's always new gifts and everything. But the point is, there's always something to promote. Y'all are not paying for that, okay? So if you're forgetting to let people know that those are happening, you're just taking money out of your own pocketbook that, you could be upselling somebody to something that they would love to have, but they're excited to do it because they have this like free prize. So just remember those. And then don't forget that this organization is the shiz, and we're doing our own promotions. And right now they're incredible. We just we're giving away amazing sweatshirts from January, where we have awesome water bottles that we're promoting now for February. And what we're doing with that is we're working on your momentum by building on the volume people need. So it was 1,000 volume points extra in January, 500 extra in February. So you can see where we're going with that. Number 11 is Biz Works, okay? Biz Works is a huge tool. I'm going to talk about Biz Works in like 2 minutes. So instead, we're gonna jump to the number 12, which is the last tool that I have listed for you guys, which is 866-866-4744. I knew that number, thank you, Tara Kirkpatrick, probably in my first 6 days in business, okay? Because it became a running joke. Like, if I asked a question of any sort, she would recite that back to me. If you still don't know what 866-866-4744 is, it is the Herbalife corporate number. It has not changed, and it is still that. And that is where you can call to be able to ask them anything. So if something is out of stock and you don't seem to know when it's coming back in, 866-866-4744. If you don't understand a promotion for the upcoming LDW, 866-866-4744. It is the answer to everything. Now, sometimes it makes you just want to shake somebody for saying it to you, but the truth is, like, what the point is, like, the power is in your hands. You can always find those answers for yourself if you so choose to. All right, so I'm gonna go back over here and show you the end of the slideshow, because we're gonna get into our announcements. So getting back to Biz Works, the first announcement is tomorrow night, we have an awesome Zoom that will be able to teach you more about Biz Works. Okay, if you don't yet know what that is, when you first get started in Herbalife, people will ask, like, how do I track what's going on in my business? So the first answer to that is that you can see your volume changing, and you can also go into like your order history to be able to see orders that are being placed. But as you start to like with your preferred members and yourself for your retail, but once you're a little bit further in the business, especially by the time that you're hitting World Team or World Team cuts, or you have a few distributors on your team, is the time when Biz Works probably makes sense. So it's a separate area of myherbalife.com where you can go in and run all kinds of queries and reports on what's happening in your organization. So if I want to know, how many frontline preferred members do I have that ordered this month? Biz Works is going to tell me. If I want to know the volume of my supervisors in my 4th level last month, this is how I would find out, etc. So you guys, if you want to understand really what Biz Works is, all the things that it has in store for you, tomorrow night we have a training. It's at 6 o'clock. The Zoom ID is right on here, so take a screenshot and get on this call and encourage anybody. Now, you don't have to already be World Team or have Biz Works to be on. You're welcome to get on tomorrow night if you're earlier in the business, but we're saying that especially by the time you're at that point, this is going to make a lot of sense for you. Okay, so we have our announcements for the evening. So there are awesome promotions happening, which I just got done talking about. So this is kind of an overview of what's going on. The 40th anniversary promo, the February promotion, the team 2020 first quarter promotion. I'm gonna show you some details on these. And the Follow Your Heart promotion is the one I was just talking about. That is for preferred members. You guys, what we're going to do is, this is probably already posted in all the Telegram feeds that you have, but we can always repost that. You want to remember the important dates coming up, because the dates have to do with the events that I was talking about, you guys. So, so pay attention to the upcoming things that you can go to. That's where I was talking about. We have STSs, we have live HOMs happening. So these are the upcoming events. Also, all of our upcoming phone calls happening at 8:30 on Monday nights, 8:30, don't forget, so the time is new. It is Heart Health Month, because it is the month of February. We're always celebrating heart health for Valentine's Day. So our product highlight here is CoQ10, which gives your heart energy. And we would also like to congratulate all the hoodie qualifiers, you guys. So shout out to Brenda West, Kayla Whitesides, Brandy Riddle, Molly Tilley, Tana Wilkie, Lori Smith, Mendy Hoyle, Jennings Connell, Reagan and Ben Abel, Raquel Woods, Sheila and Mike Ross, Dawn and Jeff Manus, Stacy Ernest, Courtney Pelt, Kayla Whitesides, Brooke Humphrey, Kayla Stevens, Tammy Bell, Molly Davidson, Allison Sparks, Sarah Hungerford, Kathy and Pete, Jay and Portia Wilson, Asia Simpson, Sophia Kahn, Lori Mancuso, myself, Carrie Garzone, Jackie Burkhart, Brandy Turner, and Kim Lunsford, you guys. Congratulations to all of you, and what that means for your business. It's just, it's incredible. I mean, we were just having a team call in our organization. Record numbers being set in January, you guys. So excited for everybody and so proud of everyone. So thank you for all the effort. I saw a lot of these faces dialing into the phone call tonight. So that's why I want to be able to read those names. You guys, serious kudos to y'all. So this is the water bottle promotion for February that I'm super excited about, because I'm old enough in Herbalife to have been around when Herbalife put these water bottles out. They don't have them for us anymore. It was a very special thing. Back in the day, there were special items that you could like only get at Extravaganza. I know sometimes they still do exclusive items and things. Well, this is a half-size mega bottle. So I live and breathe by my full-size half-gallon mega bottle every single day. And this is like an exact half size of that. But it has the same like engineering to it in terms of like the top and the covering the nozzle and everything. Love these bottles. So this is available to qualify for this month. Let me be very clear. 2 pieces to the promotion. Number 1, you need to look at what your documented volume points were in January, and you need to add 500 documented volume points to that number and achieve that by the end of February. Number 2, you need to have 2 new frontline people. They could be preferred members or distributors, but 2 new frontline of whatever sort. So those are the 2 different things that you need to do. So, so don't neglect that second piece, right? We all had amazing January. So find people out of what happened for you in January that maybe you can move from a retail customer into a preferred member. Then this is our first quarter promotion, you guys. So this is where you're accumulating volume over January, February, and March, and you're accumulating the number of people that you've also gotten new in your front line. So there's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, you guys, a lot of amazing things on the table. I love an Herbalife blanket, and the Great Dane we rescued ate my Herbalife blanket, so I was really upset about that. So I'm super excited to be able to qualify for a new one. And there's also cash on the table. So just take a second to look at these, read them over. If you're really smart, what you probably want to do is make a little tracker for yourself. So go back, write down what your documented volume points were in January and how many new frontline you had. Then set yourself some goals for February to make sure that you're getting the cuts in towards like the amount that you totally want to have by the end of March, so that you can qualify and receive your amazing gifts when we get together for the Leadership Development Weekend. And finally, so can't leave one event without promoting the next. So can't leave this phone call without telling you about next week. So this is going to be awesome. So the next Monday night's team call is going to be February 17th. It's at 8:30 p.m. Like I told you. The Zoom ID is listed on here. So go ahead and take a screenshot. This will also go to your team chat. The topic is going to be heart health because, as I said, heart health month. So if you want to learn more about energy with CoQ10 or any of the other heart health line, you definitely got to call because are amazing. Shauna Stevenson sounds like one of our doctors, so I'll be able to hear from her. Can't wait to experience that with you guys. And with y'all, that is tonight's call. I hope that you picked up a lot of great points and enjoyed everything. And we just appreciate you putting your time in tonight. So thank you, and everybody go and sleep well. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Great job, Amanda. Thank you.
Okay.
Good night. Thank you.
Amanda.
Thank you.
Go Biz Works.
Woo woo. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m.